Those new concrete bike lanes on Archer. Our Leslie Moreno is live outside Alderwoman Julia Ramirez's office where protesters gathered earlier tonight. Leslie.
Hey, Scott, good evening. Yeah, it was a tense and chaotic afternoon here. Business owners say they're losing out on business and sales with those new concrete bike lanes. Bikers, on the other hand, say it's keeping them safe.
These new concrete bike lanes on Archer have only been up a couple months, but tonight they're at the center of a heated protest.
40 years in this neighborhood, I've never seen so much dirt in the streets.
Some residents say the barriers have shrunk the road to one lane each way, and they're feeling the impact. Rush hour backups, drivers cutting through side streets, and big questions about whether ambulances and fire trucks can even get through. It's not just traffic. Some small business owners say the bike lanes are hurting sales, making it harder for customers to park or even pull over.
Right now, it lost around $3,000 in this month. Only in about, 45 days, 2 months, we're losing a lot of money here. And I don't think it's only me. It's a lot of business around here.
Just feet away, a completely different view.
We use Archer, and sometimes we stay off of Archer because it's dangerous. And I've been hit once on Archer and once on 47th Street. And it's painful.
Cyclists say these bike lanes are protection. They say they make the roads safer and that people just need a little time to adjust.
Everybody doesn't like a change, but it's working. I bike all over the city, and I see it working in other parts of other neighborhoods. It's like this right now because the traffic started, the snow, I mean, it's all over the city.
And residents tell me they would like the city to work with the community for a better and safer plan. We have been trying to get a hold of Alderwoman Ramirez all evening. We are still waiting to hear back. For now, reporting live here in Brighton Park, Leslie Moreno, Fox 32 Chicago.
If you're wondering why Metra had some delays today, well, this is it, a train colliding with a car. This was the scene in Hinsdale late this morning. The video showing the car stopped on Monroe, right on the tracks, in fact. The gates drop, then the train hits the front of the vehicle and pushes it into the grass. Police say the driver suffered minor injuries. The crash disabled that train and slowed the BNSF line throughout the afternoon. Other big story, the weather. Not so much for the cold that we have been enduring for days now, but the slight uptick we're going to see for the next couple days.
Yeah.
Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Emily Wall.
Yeah, you know, a little bright spot. We're only talking about highs in the 30s, but it's going to feel really nice going through the day tomorrow because those temperatures there are going to be warming to near normal, which is going to put us in the mid-30s for your highs. So your temperatures outside right now, many of us are sitting in the teens to low 20s. Most of us are briefly going to dip into the teens, and then notice how we're going to be warming during the overnight. So after about midnight, we're going to start to see these temperatures warming into the mid-20s, very easily climbing into the 30s early tomorrow, and then we'll end up finding our highs in the mid-30s, although we have rain that's going to build in tomorrow late afternoon, and some of that could create ice. I'll have that forecast coming up.
In the northwest suburbs, there are concerns tonight that immigration enforcement activity might keep worshipers from celebrating the feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe. If you didn't know it, it's the largest gathering of its kind in the United States, and it's held in Des Plaines. Casey Cronus has more.
This year, some parishioners have said they are afraid to take part in the celebrations. But officials here at the Shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe are reassuring them that this week's events will be safe and welcoming to all. By the week's end, the Shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe will have welcomed hundreds of thousands of pilgrims from near and far, as it does each December.
Our task is to keep everybody safe.
Leaders say fears around immigration enforcement and even the bitter cold won't stop them from celebrating this feast day.
Whatever human experience has come to us, this is a place where they can channel that energy, come to prayer, come together and say, we are not alone. We're going to deal with what's coming in 2026. With hope and faith.
The Very Reverend Ezekiel Sanchez says, as always, they are working with local police to keep all guests safe and encourage visitors to do what's best for them.
So if you are coming to visit and you know people who, for whatever reason, traditionally they would come and this year they can't, we invite you to knock on a door we invite you to go to them, find them, and ask them, do you have anything for me to pray for?
Observed around the globe, the feast day commemorates the appearance of the Virgin Mary to Aztec Indian Juan Diego nearly 500 years ago.
It's a feeling it's unbelievable. You know, I can go to church, which is good, you know, but when I come over here, it's so strong. I went to visit my wife, of course, she's over in the cemetery next to us, right? You know, I got to remember everybody that's up in heaven today, so it's a special day for me.
An especially meaningful time for the faithful.
No politics, no cold weather, nothing's going to stop us from coming to see her and thanking her for all her good deeds.
Parishioners on Monday began to pile flowers before the Virgin Mary, paying their respects and fulfilling their promises to her. In a statement, the Department of Homeland Security's Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin tells us they do not target places of worship. All of the shrine's masses and festivities later this week will be live streamed, so those who aren't comfortable attending or simply can't make it can still participate. Reporting in Des Plaines, Casey Cronus, Fox 32, Chicago.
Come on now, how did my value go up? What made my value go up?
That's an outraged homeowner, one of several, demanding answers tonight over their property tax bills. New Mount Pilgrim Church on the west side hosting a town hall with Cook County Assessor Fritz Kagi on hand. A recent report from the Treasurer's Office found the tax burden has shifted from the Loop to black neighborhoods on the south and west sides.
Come on now. I'm 70 years old. I'm at a point in time in my life when I should be retiring. Why are my property taxes going up? Alderman Scott, thank you for mentioning all of the vacant lots in the neighborhood. I'm in her neighborhood, in her ward. How can the taxes on my block go up when there's close to 15 vacant lots on my block?
Chicago homeowners have until this Friday to appeal their assessments for next year. In Aurora, police are asking for help tonight, finding a suspect in an early morning shooting. The department just releasing these photos. Police say it happened just before 4 a.m. at the mobile gas station on Broadview. A 49-year-old man was pumping gas when police say the suspect walked up and shot him. The man hit multiple times. He's in stable condition tonight. The police chief is calling this a brazen, unprovoked act of violence. Anyone with information is being urged to contact Aurora Police. Up next, Emily's got the full forecast. Another week of winter weather, in fact, getting colder this weekend. Plus, the hunt for one of FBI Chicago's most wanted. FBI Chicago is on the hunt tonight for the so-called Bird, one of several fugitives on the division's most wanted list. Our Dane Placco explains why they are offering a $10,000 reward for information leading to an arrest.
You can call him Bird or Little Bird, but his real name is Gary Llewellyn. He's wanted by FBI Chicago for his part in a violent carjacking spree that happened in early 2023.
I have almost 14 years experience working violent crimes, and this case really stood out to me. One, the brazenness, middle of the day, public areas, shopping centers, gas stations, the use of real firearms, the use of firearms with extended magazines, with switches that make them automatic weapons.
Special Agent Dustin Gorley is the acting supervisor for FBI Chicago's Violent Crime Fugitive Task Force.
These individuals would pull up and point firearms directly at their victims, make verbal threats to harm them, and point the firearm literally directly at these victims. So incredibly scary, incredibly violent.
Gorley says Llewellyn is one of 4 men charged with committing a string of 4 carjackings. 3 of them took place on Chicago's South Side, 1 in Dalton. While his co-defendants have been arrested, Llewellyn is still on the run.
He's charged with multiple counts of carjacking, multiple counts of violating the Hobbs Act, which is essentially the federal armed robbery statute, as well as brandishing a firearm during a felony offense.
Agents say Llewellyn is originally from the Calumet Park area and has family in Chicago and the south suburbs. Despite being on the run for the last 2 years, and with only a few tips to go on, they still believe he's in the Chicago area.
So now we're coming to the public and say, please help us. We could use your help. We need everyone's help. The goal of this is to take him into custody safely, and that's our priority for his safety and for our safety.
Investigators would like you to take a good look at Gary Llewellyn's photo again. He's described as a black male, 24 years old, about 6 feet tall, weighing around 160 pounds, with brown eyes and black hair. And he is considered armed and dangerous. If you see him, call police. Dane Placco, Fox 32 Chicago.
Patients at Shriners Children's Hospital got an opportunity to have a little early holiday fun with their families tonight. The hospital hosting its annual holiday party, kids enjoying dinner. They made crafts with their families. Santa also stopping by, handing out Christmas gifts. Toys were donated by the Little Elves of Love. This is a local nonprofit that has been partnering with the hospital for more than 15 years. Organizers say they look forward to celebrating with families every year.
Just the joy that you see when kids visit with Santa is just the best feeling ever. And just seeing our kids get to socialize with their peers and know that this is a comfortable place that they can just be them, that's another beautiful thing.
The event was topped off with an indoor snowball fight. And Emily, we know there's plenty of that to go around. I actually saw dump trucks off of the Ike today because there's so much snow. Obviously, you got to put it somewhere.
Right, hauling it away somewhere. And going back to the snowball fights there, my daughter thinks it's a snowball fight every single time that we're outside.
Nice.
So we're getting hit every single day on the way to school. All right, temperatures outside right now. It is still very, very winter-like. 17 degrees is where we're at in DeKalb. Same thing in Aurora. 21 at O'Hare, 19 degrees currently in Gary, 18 in Valparaiso, same thing in Merrillville. Once you factor in a breeze, this is where our wind chills are. So dropping us down into the single digits for many of us. That's what it's feeling like. And it's going to stay cold throughout the overnight. But by tomorrow morning, we're going to be waking up to temperatures in the mid-20s. So that's going to put us near normal by early tomorrow morning. And then we're expected to warm up into the 30s. Again, that too, pretty close to average. It's going to be in the mid-30s tomorrow. Same thing on Wednesday. But it's coming along with a catch. So we have another storm system that's going to come through the area. Tuesday afternoon into the evening hours, we're going to start to see rain moving in. And if you're thinking, okay, at least it's rain and not snow, the downside of this is that ground temperatures, road temperatures are going to be at or below the freezing mark, so that rain could very well turn into ice on any untreated surfaces. So if you have some traveling to do tomorrow, late afternoon into the evening, be really mindful of that. And then late this week, it's all about the cold again, going down into the 20s Thursday and Friday, then teens, just barely in the teens for your highs by Saturday. Satellite and radar. We have a storm system that's further off to our north and our west, but it is providing a little bit of snow just west of us. That's a sign of things to come too. So after midnight, we're going to start to see at least the chance for some scattered snow to move through. This is going to be a really quick hitter though, little to no accumulation, so I'm not overly concerned about slick conditions tonight. Tomorrow morning, we're starting off the day nice and dry. But then here comes that rain. And again, this could be creating some icy conditions out on our roads, sidewalks. Think of your porch steps, things like that. Any untreated surfaces could become slick. And then that rain moves out of here rather quickly. And once we're on the back side of this storm system, we're still waking up to temperatures in the 30s on Wednesday. But then we're going to see falling temperatures, scattered snow showers, and reduced visibilities because of those snow showers as well going into your Wednesday. For tonight, temperatures drop down into the teens, and then we're going to warm up into the mid-20s by early tomorrow morning. High temperature is going to be in the 30s Tuesday and Wednesday. We do have that chance of snow Wednesday, then scattered snow is possible Thursday, Friday, again on Saturday. But the temperatures, that's really going to be the main weather story going into this weekend with lows right around 0. Let's take a check of the weather pick of the day. Gorgeous shot coming from Susan. This was taken in the port of the supermoon, Scott, that we had.
That's right. You talked about that.
Yeah, stunning photo here. Thank you so much, Susan.
All right, good stuff. Thanks, Emily.
I'm Tina Wynn. Next in sports. After Notre Dame was left out of the college football playoff, their AD, Pete Bavacqua, is speaking out. Plus, the Bears are still feeling the sting of the Packers' loss, but ESPN's Mike Greenberg still has plenty of hope for this team moving forward. Hear from him next in sports.
Pair of Shuts here. Coming up tonight at 10 on the Chicago Report. Will Chicago city government shut down? The mayor and city council members at odds on competing budget proposals with only weeks left to come to an agreement. Plus, bike lanes cause major controversy in Brighton Park, and the competing mega deals roiling the news and entertainment industry. All that and more tonight on the Chicago Report at 10.
He must be
Welcome back. Time now for sports. The Bears have won several close games this season, but yesterday in Green Bay, the Magic finally ran out Chicago, dropped a 6-2 in one-score games, falling just short to the Packers 28-21. Their 5-game win streak comes to an end, and they suffered their first loss since October 26. Take a look at the playoff picture right now in the NFC. The Bears went from being the number 1 seed a week ago to now the 7 seed. As you can see, a 1-game difference between LA and Chicago. The Bears have a rematch with Green Bay in just 12 days at Soldier Field, and the margin of error is slim in the NFC.
When you play good teams on the road, every little thing matters. All the details matter. We start off on offense with 2 penalties in the first 2 drives, and we don't overcome them. And so every little thing matters, and we just didn't start well enough. I think to your point, you got to play and you got to utilize all 60 minutes of your brand of football, and we dug ourselves into a hole, and it certainly wasn't where we want to start that game.
No, it ain't no moral victories. We didn't get the job done, and I'm waking up still frustrated with that game. Looking at it, I don't think anybody needs to take this as a moral victory. Like, you look at the scoreboard, we lost, and we ain't where we want to be. So it ain't no moral victories for that.
Yeah, that still stings, DJ. It was a tale of 2 halves for the Bears yesterday, finally finding a rhythm in the second half, scoring on 3 straight drives, erasing an 11-point deficit at the half. But ultimately, they came up a play short on the final play for the Bears, 4th and 1. Caleb Williams' pass intended for Cole Kmet, intercepted by Keyshawn Nixon. Packers head coach Matt LaFleur said they were planning for a run on 4th down. They guessed wrong, but it ended up working out in Green Bay's favor. Despite the loss to the Packers, ESPN's Mike Greenberg believes the Bears are trending in the right direction under Ben Johnson.
I think Caleb Williams and the entire Bears team, for that matter, are light years ahead of schedule. And I emerged feeling better about them than I did before the game began. I felt better about the Bears and their prognosis, both short-term and long, after losing that game than I felt before it started. The play at the very end, I think, is just a bad throw. That's a play that he probably should have made. I think Caleb Williams is on the verge of being an absolute superstar.
Yeah, certainly was underthrown there by Caleb Williams. All right, more with Greeny coming up on Chicago Sports tonight at 9:30 right here on Fox Chicago. Also, FS1's Danny Parkins reacts to the Bears' loss and how do they bounce back against the Browns on Sunday. Speaking of Cleveland, rookie QB Shedeur Sanders will remain the starting quarterback for the remainder of the season. Sanders coming off the best game of his young NFL career, 394 total yards and 4 scores in yesterday's loss to the Titans. Bears, by the way, opening up as a 7.5-point favorite at home on Sunday. Well, the 12-team playoff is set and chaos came with it. A 3-loss Alabama team is in while Miami beats out Notre Dame. And the Fighting Irish are angry enough to skip their bowl game. Notre Dame AD Pete Bavacqua was on the Dan Patrick Show earlier today and blasted the ACC conference. Take a listen.
We have no gripes about any of the schools in the ACC, but we were mystified by the actions of the conference to attack, their biggest really business partner in football and a member of their conference in 24 of our other sports. And I would tell you, Dan, I wouldn't be honest with you if I didn't say that they have certainly done permanent damage to the relationship between the conference and Notre Dame.
So translation, they are very, very hurt. Let's keep it here on the Notre Dame train because star running back Jeremiah Love was named a Heisman finalist today. Joining QBs Fernando Mendoza, Julian Sayin, and Diego Pavia. Love delivered a record 21 touchdowns and is ranked 4th in the nation in rushing. Mendoza is the clear favorite heading into Saturday's announcement. We'll be right back with more after this break.
All right, a final check of your 7-day forecast. We are in the 30s tomorrow, everybody. Very seasonable for this time of the year, but it's coming along with rain. That rain could create ice on the roads Tuesday evening, so be aware of that. And then this weekend, it's all about the cold.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, well, thanks for joining us tonight. Remember, you can watch us anytime on your smart TV. It's Fox Local. We're on all the streaming platforms. Always start your day with Good Day Chicago. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.